Hello, and welcome to Canadian Rights Reviews, where we examine the ins and outs of Canadian rights, freedoms, laws, and policies. Today I want to talk about assault again. I have covered how touching is not required for an assault charge previously in my Kevin J. Johnston Dawson Creek arrest video. For some, the wording and my interpretation of the law was not clear enough. They still focus on physical contact as a requirement of an assault charge. This video is brought to you by the letter A for assault. And the number 3. For the 3 times I was able to easily find that Constable Ian Milburn has gotten himself into hot water in the performance of his duties with the Hamilton, Ontario Police Service. Just for fun I'm going to throw in the acronym NTR, for no touching required. On February 11, 2021, Constable Ian Milburn and Constable Peter Zafirides responded to a residence, on a call involving a landlord and tenant dispute in Hamilton, Ontario. The female tenant caught the interaction on a surveillance camera placed outside her door.
Talk to you for a minute?
Yep, just a minute.
No, not yet. And then, yeah, I'll bring it.
So, I can talk to you through the door. It's not really a good moment for me to come out right now. So,
Okay.
I know that my neighbor has made some sort of complaint against me.
Mm-hmm.
If you look in the notes of your file, you'll see that there has been false complaints made by Mr. Slobomir. In the past, he is a superintendent. He is someone who is trying to allow renovations to occur contrary to the zoning of this house in order to effect my eviction. What this is a superintendent harassing his tenant and making it construed to be the opposite. So,
Hey, listen to me. If you damage his property,
I haven't touched
listen to me.
Please don't speak to me.
If you damage his property,
None of his property has been
can I
damaged.
finish my sentence?
You don't need to speak with me.
If
like
you
that.
if you damage his property, you are going to be arrested,
I
and
have
that's
not
not going to
touched
help
anything
you.
of his.
That's not going to help you with
Excuse
your.
me, sir.
Can I finish
No,
my
you
sentence,
can't,
please?
because I haven't damaged
Okay,
anything
then I'll
or
just
touched
speak
anything
over
of
you,
his.
because clearly you're unreasonable and you don't listen.
No, actually.
If you damage his property,
Sir, go look in the
you
notes.
are going to be arrested. So
look
do
in the-
not damage
I
anything.
never touched his
Is
items.
that clear?
Sir, it's clear.
Thank you.
Go have a good day. I never touched his items. Enjoy your bullying of a position.
Okay, Officer Milburn is clearly an ass, but did anything really happen? We'll get to that shortly. After the visit, the tenant spoke with Staff Sergeant Steve Caden over the phone. Let's listen to a bit of that.
If I have any other issues with this officer or the superintendent, are there any forms of recourse other than trying to explain to the individual officer who is paged to the scene that what you're being told isn't truth, so don't shoot me, please, or don't get like snippy at me right away? Like, what do I do? Because this has happened to me so many times.
Okay, so you've got an ongoing, obviously, landlord-tenant issue there, correct?
Yeah, and I told you earlier, I've already filed a T2, T3, T6. It's been a year since my last hearing date. One of the officers who has attended the scene has basically told us we wish we could put a nuisance charge on Slobomir because of how many times he's called incessantly for no good reason. So like,
right.
I just want the harassment to stop. Like, the police are not a weapon to be used against, like, in landlord and tenant situations when they could be better off, going to real robberies, going to real crimes that are occurring, not like civil bullshit. And also, like, yeah, it's just.
The following day, after the video gained attention online, the Hamilton police announced the video had been forwarded to their professional standards branch for investigation. The issue with Officer Milburn's conduct, beyond being a rude jackass, is the way he lunged toward the door. A threatening act or gesture can be charged as assault. It's worth noting, just as Officer Milburn is topping the stairs when leaving, he says, "That was fun." So there you have it, police charging police for assault without any physical contact. Would have never happened without the camera, and why you keep hearing, always film the police. While this may be the first time Officer Milburn has faced formal charges, it's not the first time he has had to defend himself in court. In 2013, he and another officer arrested Sam Santucci. Mr. Santucci went on to file a human rights complaint that was heard in 2015, claiming denial of medical service along with verbal and physical abuse. Officer Milburn was accused of choking Mr. Santucci and trying to break his wrist. Mr. Santucci was unable to prove his claims and the tribunal found in the officer's favor. I guess nobody was filming. In 2012, Officer Milburn, along with 4 other officers, detained 2 individuals, one of which was preacher Ricky Jeremiah, who was also arrested. Mr. Jeremiah subsequently brought a civil action for damages for negligence, assault, false arrest, and breach of his rights and freedoms guaranteed by the Charter. The 5-day trial concluded in late 2018. The judge found that Mr. Jeremiah was unlawfully detained, arrested, searched, and the victim of excessive force. Mr. Jeremiah and his family were awarded $59,800 in damages plus court costs. Each of the involved officers, the Hamilton Police Service, and the police chief were found to be jointly liable and would share the cost of the judgment. It's a safe bet when considering these 3 incidents, that Officer Milburn has been involved in many more such abuses of authority, that have not made it to the public eye. We can only hope that this will all be put to a final end as a result of the assault charge he is facing. We will update you further if we learn of any meaningful developments in this case. Thank you for watching, and we hope to see you again soon.